my Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need read for this full moon in Libra, now past, waning to new in Aries, March into April 2021. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal, for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey. My fixed air signs, my aqua lungs, how are you? Let's get down to some business. Before we get down to business, I know this reading is a little late. We did a tarot full moon party, right? A tarot party, full moon in Libra on Sunday, and I needed the next day off. I needed yesterday off. You did not want me to read you yesterday. I had a cocktail with the party, and it's that stuff Vinq, V-I-N-Q, and I had it on the rocks, and I was like, oh, this is like Kool-Aid, and I was drunk afterwards. I had a hangover yesterday, and I don't do it that often. I don't drink that often. So I would have read you for filth. It was not the day. I spent the day on the couch just like praying, meditating, rehydrating, and all of that. So it's a little late. But feeling so much better that I took the day off. I didn't even like touch a tarot card. So very, very happy to be doing this. My book Words of Grace is up on Kindle. Links in the description box. Been very busy with that too, taking clients, making videos to promote the book, bringing in other readers to the channel. There's just a lot going on DrawingTheCircle Productions Facebook page and YouTube channel and all that. So happy to do what I do best, apparently, which is spiritual counseling and readings for you all. So let's talk about this. We are doing an 8-card draw. 1 card each from 8 different decks. 4 oracles, although technically one's not really an oracle. It's one of the new decks. I'll explain when we get there. 2 tarot decks and 2 healing systems to get you the clues, tips, and hints you need about a specific timeline. Sort of like a card of the day, but 8, and not for one day, for a 2-week period. We are looking at the full moon on Sunday on the 28th of March, already passed. The waning, this is a waning moon read, to the new moon in Aries on a Sunday on March 11th, 10:31 p.m. Eastern Time. I have to say, the magic that you could pull off on a new moon on Sunday in Aries is really a good, successful beginning, because Sunday is the day of success, the day of healing, the day of Apollo, the day of the sun, right? All that success, divine masculine energy, but the moon in Aries, that's got to be an interesting trine at some point, right? The first sign of the zodiac. So, I don't know, feels like a very, very powerful new moon. Yeah, because it would be, you're right, sun conjunct moon in Aries on a Sunday. That's a really good time. Anyway, so let's have a look-see-dooksy. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box, and all I can ask for anybody who watches one of these readings that I do, first of all, standard YouTube rules apply, right? It's like, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It is a general read. Check your other signs to get more information about what's about to hit the table from another point of view, or about a totally different situation that my pantheons believe you need to be aware of. Otherwise, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace from the pantheons of the divine, to which I am intimately contracted to work with in this lifetime. Yeah, I guess that's about it. I'm tired of explaining. Please take a nice deep breath. Still a little salty from Sunday, but that's okay. Here we go. Ah, yes, indeed, indeed, indeed. My collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism, the new deck, and the higher selves of all involved. 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above for the Aquarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading, starting with the Carolyn Mace archetype deck. What is the dominant archetype they need to address, to heal, to alchemize from lead to gold? Lead having 3 more atoms than gold. They need to wane those 3, symbolically speaking, whether this is theirs, somebody else's, a situation, some of that, all of that. This full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries. March into April 2021, the Prince archetype, rock and roll. I have the Prince archetype. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I have this one, a lifetime. I'm definitely a prince in my family structure. That's why I call my parents Zeus and Hera, the king and the queen. But I love it. It's a masculine family archetype. There are 9 families. There's a feminine, there's a masculine. This is masculine family. But every archetype is neutral. So as lovely as the prince sounds in its light, it's just as toxic as it is in the shadow. And this is a lifelong one for me. The shadow attribute, using power for self-aggrandizement. Now, self-aggrandizement, hey, I am Leo rising, all right? Right? I don't get on camera unless I am ready to rock and roll and I look good. That's why I didn't record yesterday, right? So I didn't work yesterday. But that's a healthy thing. Self-aggrandizement is puffing yourself larger than life, larger than you actually are. Instead of the grandeur of the soul, it's the grandiosity of the ego, right? But the light attribute, romantic charm, you're welcome, and potential for power, which, like, I reek of that, right? And that's why women fall in love with me. And I'm gay, thank God I'm gay, right? Because I have Prince Charming power, but it mostly works with women, which is, you know, I mean, good as a teacher, I guess. But I'm not really interested in being king unless I am in a classroom, right? When I'm teaching, that's Zeus, that's in me. Where the Prince archetype is definitely the god Eros for me, very much that romantic charm. I love the Prince archetype. It's a lot of fun, right? A prince is technically the ruler of a principality. I know I don't hear that word a lot, but there are principalities in the world. So regardless of your gender, maybe you're dealing with a Prince archetype, maybe that's you. Often running, and like I said, one of my favorites. I mean, and you know, well, how could that? Well, the Prince of Evil, the Prince of Darkness, right? The toxic prince archetype, particularly if they are using their romantic charm to manipulate. Something I've been challenged with my whole life. Live and learn. Breathe. Healing with the Angel's Oracle. Who is the healing angel or legion therein that you need to work with? Please take a nice deep breath. Both feet on the floor mark. You know, we're off and running. I have no planets in Aquarius, so here we go. My angels and archangels of air in the sign of Aquarius, the Raphaelites, please, one card in clarity. Who is the perfect healing angel for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading that they need to work with to alchemize this Prince archetype in themselves or deal with it within somebody else or in a situation this full moon in Libra waning to new in Aries. Focus. Now, what I love about that is Aquarius is fixed air, which means focused air. Now, it is stratospheric, like the highest levels of the atmosphere are like frozen air. So it is that wider perspective, so fixed in that sense, but focus, right? It's a little bit opposite, a bit of a paradox, right? Because fixed air, certainly, like I said, focused air. But Aquarians can be so large picture where you might need to focus a little bit more. This is very element of air. Focus on who, focus on what. I think we will get to that in a couple of cards. But keep that in mind. You need to work with the Angel of Focus to deal with this Prince archetype from lead to gold, this waning moon. We're going to stick with the angels. The Crystal Oracle consecrated this deck to the voices, I should say to the voice, of Archangel Ariel, one of the 3 Ariels of Earth and the direction of the North. Please breathe. She's my Archangel, the Archangel of Lyons, and my name is, after all, Angelo Lyons, so you gotta run with it, right? My beloved Archangel Ariel, Angel of Nature, the Archangel of Lyons, please, one card in clarity for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the Crystal Oracle they need to work with? The stone, what's written in the book, some of that, all of that, with the healing Angel of Focus that they need, dealing with the Prince archetype in some way, shape, or form, this full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries. Oh, Phrenite, P-H-R-E-N-I-T-E. This one, like, never comes up. It's good to see it. Never worked with it. Definitely a kind of limeish green-looking stone. Looks like it's got some druzy action going on there, but let's see. I like ones that haven't come up before. Phrenite makes me think of phrenology, which is reading the bumps on the head. Profound spiritual love. Oh, hello, good morning. You're paying attention now. Profound spiritual love, protection, and prophetic vision. Prophetic vision with the focus, Angelo? You are about to gain a profound spiritual insight in the form of a prophetic vision, which appears to you in your dreams or at a time in which you least expect it. Now look, prophecy ain't no joke. Prophecy is different than having just a vision or having a premonition, very Phoebe Halliwell, not that. A prophecy usually involves the divine in some way, shape, or form, something where fate and destiny are unchangeable. That is rare, right? Because the way the quantum works, there's infinite probabilities stemming from every choice and every decision, every breath we take, every move we make. Thank you, Sting. So, we're going to keep going with this, but keep in mind, some people don't even realize they've had something prophetic until later, right? So hence focus. Through this you realize that at the heart of all matter, only love exists. And that our perception of good and evil are simply a human illusion. Now that is tricky terrain for YouTube, I'm going to say that, but that is true. Right outside of, oh God, I could teach this in so many different ways. Outside of the polarity of good and evil, light and dark, masculine and feminine, is unity consciousness, where all things happen for a larger purpose, part of the divine plan, and at its core, it's all about love. We are immortal souls that are chosen to play human roles in these bodies, and it's all scripted before we come in. Particularly when a kitty cat jumps up next to you. Hey, Malky. Hey, buddy. Lay down, lay down. Oh, you were laying in the sun nice and warm. Oh, I love my boys. They keep me going, right? But even at the core, even if you knock something over, right, it's love. At the core of everything is love. A deep inner knowing will swell from within you, and you will realize that all is literally bathed in love. It's truth. Nothing can ever harm you or have a negative effect on you apart from your own fears. Now, put that in terms of what we've been going through the past year. Plus, right? There's been a lot of things that have felt very threatening, right? But there's something here, I bet this Prince archetype is you, an aspect of you really developing the potential of your own spiritual power, but in a masculine energy way, which is usually expressive and creative. And Aquarius, being an air sign, is a masculine gendered sign. It's just how it is. The air and the fire are masculine, the water and the earth are feminine. So through this experience, you will have no doubt that a higher force does exist, and that through this higher force all is possible. I alone do nothing, but with the gods all things are possible. That's from my book, Words of Grace. It's a little bit of a paraphrase from elsewhere. The grace of hope, the mother grace of hope. And I alone do nothing, but with the divine all things are possible. As you begin to trust in the universal power of love to guide you, your life will take on greater meaning and purpose. All right, now purpose like a prince, right? This is a bit of a party turner. Like I said, I don't think this card has maybe come up once since I got the deck last year in a reading. Phrenite, and I get that PHREN. It does feel like something very crown chakra going on here. Now, I've been in the gem and mineral business because I worked in spiritual and metaphysical retail for decades. Don't remember coming across it. Wouldn't even know if it's gem quality. Like if you could get a piece of Phrenite at Zales or something. I don't know if that's doable. But buyer beware, particularly with lesser known stones, because the less known they are, sometimes the more they can be fabricated, artificial, or really, really, really expensive. So I would still take from that you are protected, that there is this prophetic vision coming to you, and it's definitely about spiritual power, but you're going to need the healing angel of focus. Because I will also say, plenty of times a prophecy has driven people mad. Not crazy, mad. There is a difference. Madness involves the divine, so, to really hold your focus, to have a prophetic vision and not run wild with it, to contain, grant me the grace of knowledge that I might have the infrastructure within me to maintain a vision until it is the proper time for it to be revealed. I just gotta chill. I love my work. Okay, it's tarot time. Tarot time. Chia. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. What do you need to be aware of inside of yourself? Heart, throat, third eye, crown, which this is very crown chakra. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, my goddesses of air and the sign of Aquarius. Please, one card in clarity for the Aquarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with the healing angel of focus to help them alchemize the Prince archetype in some way, shape, or form. This may very well be them having a prophecy about somebody, right, in their life, significant in some way, shape, or form, particularly dealing with that phrenite as a mineral of prophecy, protection, seeing that everything at its core is divine love, that good and evil from the point of view of the angels, the gods, the masters, it's all part of the divine plan, and the child of the divine cannot sin in a game, in a dream, right? It's all just the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Spit out the apple already. Ooh, that was long, please. So what do they need to be aware of within themselves? Heart, third eye, crown, this full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries. The Gemini card. Now this is internal, yes, could be inspired by a Gemini, and I will say the Maiden of Blades, it says right on the card, Maiden of Blades, Gemini, Hina, a butterfly, winged goddess here. That would be the Knight of Swords in the traditional tarot. So there is information coming in, and it might very well be information coming in through the third eye. You are an air sign, third eye and crown stuff, but mutable, changeable. That, look, I try not to deal in prophecy unless the gods really decree it. Believe me, it's not fun. Being a prophet sucks, right? And a prophet is never acknowledged in his own hometown. It's just how that rolls. And prophecy, it's just bigger than prediction. It's just bigger than an intuitive hunch. It's like visionary intuition. It's real 8th chakra stuff. So to keep your focus on this, I think you're going to really need that angel of focus, because prophecy sometimes, here's the best way I can explain it. Imagine a gallon of water, and that's your ordinary daily mental field, right? Okay, you got a little of this going on, some of this floats by this gallon of water. But then imagine someone taking the most concentrated indigo ink and dropping one drop in it, right? At first it would just go bloop, but then after a while it changes everything. And so prophecies, sometimes they come in these teeny tiny little snippets, like sound bites. And then over time, it's like they reverberate. Trust me, I know. Clairvoyant enough. But being clairvoyant and being a prophet are not the same thing, right? It's just a really, really, really big deal. So look, you might have many, many thoughts about this. There might be many, many thoughts coming in about this. So it's just funny that you've got the mutable air sign and you are a fixed air sign. So if you have planets in Gemini, particularly if you're a Gemini moon, oh please, the Gemini moon's on planet Earth, then really you're going to have to grapple with this emotionally as well, right? Because it's going to affect things. Just remember, you may not be going crazy, you might not be insane or be mentally unbalanced necessarily, but this could drive somebody mad. And believe me, there is a difference, right? You can pray your way through madness. Insanity, good luck. That you need a therapist for. But to me, spiritual, there's a wonderful audio recording by Carolyn Mace. It was her archetype deck that we used, called Spiritual Madness. Really, really good, about the dark night of the soul. And she really explains it. God, I had that in audio cassette. Let's keep going. You're going to need this one, the Healing Mantra deck, Matt Kahn, the Voices of the Ascended Masters. Now, I'm not necessarily getting this as a soul contract, so I'm going to go. I'm going to go with General Assembly here, Ascended Masters, whichever ones want to pitch in. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, I skipped a deck. Thank you. Yeah, this is very scattery. This is very. What does this look like on the outside? See? Focus. Both feet on the floor, Mark. I'm a Virgo. I habitually cross my legs when energy gets intense. But this feels good, though. Breathe. My gods of air. And the sign of Aquarius. Oh my. Please, one card in clarity for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with the Prince archetype, healing angel of focus, phrenite, P-R-E-N-I-T-E, H-N-I-T-E, Phenite, the Hina, the Maiden of Blades, the Gemini card, the Knight of Swords on the inner. What do they need to be aware outside of themselves? This is a masculine family archetype. What's going on in the masculine energy? Either something going on in the outside world of this, the physical world they need to be aware of, maybe how they appear from the outside looking in, maybe some of that, all of that. This full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries. The Emperor. The Emperor, I really do feel like this is you really, really holding your shit together, holding lightning. I mean, this is Zeus in the mythic tarot, right? The globe in one hand, lightning bolt in the other. Really, you might be getting a download of major proportions, and it could be global. The thing is that with this Prince archetype, the challenge is going to be not making yourself a high muckety-muck because you got a prophetic vision, right? It's like people have one vision and all of a sudden they think they're the Dalai Lama. Hello, Dalai Lama. No, you're not, right? That don't take yourself so seriously, but it does. This is also a card of control. Now, the other reading for this, another way of looking at this is that you are dealing with somebody who is kinda involved here in a major controlling way, that they have a lot of power, but you might be getting many contradictory insights and stuff about them. So, I don't know. If you are the prince and you're dealing with an emperor, there is a difference of power there. The emperor is the conglomeration of the four kings of the tarot. King of Swords, Wands, Cups, and Pentacles. But it's major arcana. This is a major deal on the outside. And you know, Zeus is the king of the mountain. He sees from the highest point, while still be connected to the earth, Mount Olympus, while still, you know, a foot technically touching the planet, sees from the highest perspective. It's very Aquarian, even though we don't think of the Emperor as the Aquarian card. In this context, it sort of is. All right. So having a fixed air mantra, right? Mantra, the word itself is Sanskrit. It means a couple of different things. Mind tool, I think, is the one you're going to go with. It also means to cover or to protect. So like to protect your sanity while this is coming through, as well as I've used plenty of these mantras and have had visions as a result working them. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, this is a little serious. Uncross your legs, Mark. Please, my Ascended Masters, General Assembly, one card in clarity. What is the perfect healing mantra for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? I'm watching this video, receiving this really, really high vibrational read here. I feel like my mouth is like machine gun mode, spitting this stuff out. Please, what is their perfect healing mantra that they need to alchemize this this Prince archetype with the healing angel of focus, Phenite? Because all of this mutable thought going around, heart, third eye, crown inside of them with this emperor on the outside of them, what's their healing mantra to help them? This full moon in Libra, waning to new. And remember, it's a waning moon read. To new in Aries, cultivating courage in any given moment. I always know exactly what to do. Ooh, you better temper that. I get it. Look, you get this. Talk about wisdom. You know, knowledge plus wisdom equals experience. Until you've had a prophetic vision, had a bunch, not every day, thank God, they're a lot. They're a bit earth shaky that way. But knowledge plus experience equals wisdom. That you can very much cultivate a lot of wisdom here, but you're going to really have to control yourself because you're not going to know what to do. Yet the mantra they give you, because of this mutable air on the inside, can be very indecisive about, do I throw this lightning or not? Because it feels like it's going to change things really quickly. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do, that this is going to take courage. So to balance all of this air in the head with the heart, courage, the French word for the heart is the cœur. Oh, je me le cœur, doctor, which actually means I have to throw up, but don't ask. So that thing of, can you balance this with the heart? Cultivating courage. This might take a lot of bravery to even deal with. let alone communicate this. And that's why I feel like this Prince archetype would be you. Romantic charm, maybe not, I don't know how this is romantic yet, if at all, but potential for power. And maybe that's the thing you don't see, is that you could very well be an emperor in this. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. When courage is cultivated, you are aware of your choices and able to pinpoint your most inspired options with accuracy and ease. Now, by the way, this changes it slightly in saying that the prophecy that you might get might be about you, about some major life-changing thing going on, right? Such options may not always match up with the things you want. In other words, these are not the options I want, but they will always give you the exact experience you need to further evolve your soul. In other words, to be able to handle and focus this power that you are gaining on your journey. Interesting for a waning read, however, because this feels very waxing. As you cultivate courage, you are stepping into a new frontier of soul expansion, where life has permission to guide you forward into the fulfillment of your long-awaited destiny. And I feel like that's what this is, this emperor. You really bringing together your air, your fire, your water, your earth in terms of the cardinal signs, right? The Aries, so I can do this, Aries, which is King of Wands, Libra, King of Swords, Sagittarius, Cups, Cancer, and Capricorn. Sorry, it's a lot of info flying around my fucking dining room table right now for you all. This mantra is ideal for breaking old habits, deepening your focus. Are you kidding me? Deepening your focus and following your heart. Courage. Oh my God. Yeah. Look, the great thing about this Phrenite is it's talking about the love part of it. Don't forget that part, right? That there is, where you see it's like everything happened exactly the way that it's supposed to, and it's going to, and even though it's horrible at times, it's also beautiful, and it's all just part of the wonderful divine plan. And I see it, but there are choices here about how you're going to do with this. There might very well be conflicting fears and information, falsehood versus truth, and also what appears true versus truth, right? The sun does not really rise in the east and set in the west. It's true, it looks that way, but the planet rotates. You understand? So the sun doesn't move. The moon does, the sun does not, right? So sun rising in the east and setting in the west. Seeing this from a much clearer place. Okay. The new deck, dedicated to the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism, and that's a whole conversation. The magic spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Love that name. These are great. I'm going, well, unboxing is a moot point, but I'm gonna do this video for Aquarius, and I'm gonna do Pisces, and then I'm going to actually go card by card and review it, because I'm digging it so far, although the rhyme and meter for some of these spells, you'll see. Please take a nice deep breath. All right, my magically oriented. Here we go, the collective pantheon of ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism. Please, what's the magical spell card most needed by the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? Feet on the floor, watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with Prince archetype, focus, Phrenite, Gemini on the inner, Emperor on the outer, cultivating courage in any given moment, them always knowing what to do. What is the spell card to help them perhaps focus their mind with all of this full moon in Libra, waning to new? In Aries, trust. It's a good song from the original Batman album by Prince. I am safe, I am secure, in love I trust, my faith endures. Oh, I like that. Hold on. I am safe, I am secure, in love I trust, my faith endures. It's a 7 to 8 meter. 9.5. I love it when it's exact. Trust, I am safe, I am secure, in love I trust, my faith endures. Now what's funny about that is this Phrenite also had the keyword of protection. So I feel like whatever this vision is that's coming, it's going to be of a high enough altitude that you're going to see like maybe a snippet of the divine choreography. I've had maybe 3 or 4 of them in this lifetime, and I wouldn't necessarily call it a prophetic vision, but maybe it was, where it's sort of like you think of your field of vision, right? Like, okay, now I can't see my hand over here, right? So imagine the gods, the angels, whatever, just like peeling up the corner like that and giving you a quick glimpse of what's going on behind the scenes, and then they bring it right back like that. Like, I've had those, and you're like, whoa. And honestly, every time it's ever happened, as shocking as it has been, I always walked away with this feeling like everything's fine. All is well, regardless of what it looks like. True, the world is in chaos right now, but truth, chaos is a form of divine order. Right? So a real clear, I mean, it's such an Aquarian read. I mean, Aquarians, I think if anybody has the ability to see unity consciousness mentally, right? It's them. It's 11th house, right? Humanitarianism, right? Interaction with the world. Come on, blink pinks. We are the world. We are the children, you know, that sort of thing. So an ability to wield power here. But with romantic charm, I kind of like that. And that romantic kind of being of love with humanity or love for all of life. Like, I could see somebody even kind of getting this if you're into like animal rescue or something like that real sort of thing. And to trust that your path and that you'll know exactly what to do with this vision in time. So if you don't, it's not that moment. It's not that in any given moment. I always know exactly what to do, right? You know, in any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. That's like in the moment, and until it comes, it's okay to say, "Hey, I don't know." The grace of humility, the first grace I talk about in Words of Grace, right? The maiden grace, grant me the maiden grace of humility to know that I do not know when I do not know, but I am willing to be shown, right? All right, last card down. Now, this can be a party turner. This could be like soulmate, you know, whatever. Whispers of Love Oracle, though. I love it so much. Voices of the higher selves, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Please take a nice deep breath. Because the higher self perspective is going to be very much about a prophetic thing, right? All of that has to come through your higher self to get to you, whatever that is. So please, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, please, one card in clarity, a Whisper of Love Oracle, a piece of information, inspiration, or insight for the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus on watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with the Prince archetype, the Angel of Focus, Phrenite, Emperor, Gemini, cultivating courage, trust, I am safe, I am secure. In love, I trust, my faith endures. Is their spell work? What is their whisper of love from their higher selves? This full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries. Speak the language of love. Yeah, speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. Jeez. You're going to have to express this. This is you, this Prince archetype, right? But just be aware of making yourself too, well, everybody's important, right? Everybody's a piece of the puzzle. One of us don't show up, the puzzle ain't complete. That's just how it works. But be careful of self-aggrandizement, of making yourself the Grand High Poobah, the Oracle of whatever town you're from, right? I'm glad being the Hermit of Holbrook. I do not want to be the Oracle of Holbrook, first of all, and it's not alliteration, so why bother? But obviously some sort of communication here, but you'll be able to do it with romantic charm, actualizing your potential for power. Let me put it all together. This is perfect. And not one piece missing here, but in a general read, this is pretty damn good. Please take a nice deep breath. My collective pantheons of the divine, please, may the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, be blessed with all that they need this full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries, March into April 2021, that they may get the piece of prophecy, the prophetic vision, the protection, that sense of oneness, that all is well, working with the energy of Phrenite to help them alchemize this Prince soul power soul power masculine, to express themselves, to use that romantic charm inherent within them to communicate whatever this is, understanding that they are cultivating the courage that they need in any given moment. They'll always know exactly what to do with all of this information they need to be aware of. Perhaps changing mutable information, thinking of it back and forth, one twin looking at it one way, the other as information comes streaming through them, that eventually they need to speak the language of love, to say what they see. in a loving way, regardless of personal gain. But with the Emperor, that they do it in a controlled way, that they do it in an empowered way, a grounded, a stable, a structured way they need, that will help them really, with the healing angel of focus, to trust what they're seeing, that they are safe, they are secure. In love, they trust, their faith endures for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. That was a really good spell prayer thingy there, which also rhymes. Thank you so much for watching. There is your reading. If you liked it, like it. You want more, subscribe. You want to comment, please do. You feel like sharing, go at it. You want to read my book, links in the description box. You want to check out my stuff on my Facebook page. I'm doing both paid and free events every now and again. We'll do another Sunday tarot party at some point. Maximum 10 people. I think we had 7 people this last time. And it's an absolute hoot. And of course, if you want to book me for a reading, easy as pie. Just find me on social media. We can do it on Zoom. We could do it on Facebook. We could do it so many different ways, as well as tomorrow I have a landline reading. Go figure. Might as well get the lever and the pulley and the inclined plane out of the closet. Otherwise, wishing you all it's a great reading. We're wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed of this full moon to new moon next March into April 2021. My aqua lungs hail. Farewell, and blessed, blessed be.